The White Lotus Explained, Season 2, Episode 5. That's Amore. Season 2 continues at the White Lotus Resort in Taormina, Sicily. Ethan and Harper Spiller, newly wealthy from his tech sale, are vacationing with Ethan's brash college roommate Cameron Sullivan and his wife, Daphne. 3 generations of Grasso men, grandfather Bert, Hollywood producer Dominic, and Stanford grad Albie, are on a heritage trip. Tanya McCoy Hunt, the returning heiress, is alone after her husband Greg left for Denver. And Lucia, a local sex worker, keeps finding new clients among the guests.
This episode opens with Harper forcing the issue. She left the condom wrapper by the sink for Ethan to find, and when he asks about it, she turns it back on him. He finally confesses that Cameron had sex with 2 prostitutes while they were on MDMA. One girl tried to kiss Ethan, but he swears he didn't participate. Harper is furious about the lying, but grudgingly accepts his apology.
She accepts it, but doesn't let go. Spends the rest of the day weaponizing what she knows. And the other morning after is just as rough. Lucia asks Albie for payment, and he's completely blindsided. Had no idea she's a sex worker.
But he doesn't walk away. Goes to the bank, asks to see her again.
Savior complex right away. He's already rationalizing. She's a victim of a bad system, not someone making choices, and he can help. The kid who lectured his father about actually changing is exactly one conversation into the same entanglement with the same woman.
Dominic privately tells Lucia to stay away from his son and keep quiet about their history. He warns Albie the girls are escorts without admitting his own involvement, and Albie calls him a hypocrite.
Which he is. But Dominic's actually right to worry.
Meanwhile, Tanya and Portia head to Palermo on Quentin's yacht for 2 nights. Portia and Albie have this polite but final goodbye at the hotel. Both acknowledge the other has moved on.
And Portia's now completely inside Quentin's world. That matters later.
The 2 couples head to Mount Etna for wine tasting, and as Harper drinks more, she starts dropping pointed questions. Have you 2 ever slept with the same girl? Ever watched each other have sex? She's not curious, she's testing them both.
Exactly. And Ethan fires back with this concept of mimetic desire. The idea that Cameron always chased women Ethan was interested in during college, not because he wanted them, but to prove he could take them. A real accusation dressed up as intellectual theory.
Cameron pulls Ethan aside later, furious. Why did you tell Harper about the condom wrapper? Ethan says he had no choice. She found it.
Cameron's not worried about truth. He's worried about losing control of the story.
At dinner, a drunk Harper escalates further, talking openly about Ethan's porn habits and their dead sex life, humiliating him in front of everyone. Cameron reads the fracture and puts his hand on Harper's thigh under the table. She swats him away.
So his escalation pattern keeps going. First episode, he's naked in front of Harper. Then the private swim. Now direct physical contact under the table. Every episode, he pushes one boundary further. Does Harper eventually break toward him or away?
In Palermo, Quentin takes Tanya to see Madama Butterfly at the Teatro Massimo. He's already told her she's like a tragic Puccini heroine, and the opera he chooses is about a woman abandoned by the man she loves who kills herself. Tanya says she can relate, not a comforting parallel.
Meanwhile, Jack takes Portia around town. Arancini, a dine and dash, the whole carefree adventure. Afterwards, he says he has to go do something for his uncle and tells her to leave her door unlocked.
Back at the resort, Dominic finally confronts Bert at dinner. The generational reckoning. You never showed me how to love a woman, how to be intimate, how to put anyone before yourself. Your affairs made Mom bitter, and she died bitter. It all traces back to you.
And Bert insists he and his wife loved each other. That denial is exactly the problem. 3 generations who can't see the damage they cause. Also this episode, Mia figures out Valentina is gay and offers sex in exchange for the vacant piano gig. Valentina resists, but eventually lets her play until Giuseppe recovers.
While Albie and Lucia are out getting gelato, a man named Alessio confronts her on the street. She identifies the man as Alessio, someone who's been threatening her over money, but won't say more. Despite the warning sign, they go back to his room anyway.
Albie's completely in over his head, paying, protecting. Does he have any idea she was with his father for 3 episodes and with Cameron just days earlier?
Then the big one. Late at night, Tanya can't sleep, wanders Quentin's villa, and finds Jack having sex with Quentin, his supposed uncle.
That reframes everything. If the nephew story is a lie, then Jack pursuing Portia was probably orchestrated to separate her from Tanya. The whole circle might be running a con, and Tanya just stumbled into proof while trapped in their house.
Tanya caught Jack with Quentin, still trapped in their house. Cameron put his hand on Harper under the table. Albie sleeps with Lucia again, blind to everything.